safe side.
Okay.
So probably start the record. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Conservation Board meeting. You'll hear me clearly? I'm a little low. Welcome to the Conservation Board meeting of February 1st, 2022. We have two projects to look at this afternoon. One being from Valentine Meadows, preliminary and Lightcoms parking expansion and shed. Just to let everybody know that we are a conservation board and we are we provide recommendations to the planning board. We don't have any authority to make any decisions. And our prime purpose is to make sure that the people who are interested in the development or construction really try to adhere to the policies and the rules as opposed to easements and maintaining our conservation areas. We have 4 members on board. We have Matt, who you see on the screen. We have, I think Pat is on, Matt, Pat, Tim, and myself, Keith Paris. And then we have Ed, who represents the town of Victor. So that being said, we'll jump into agenda. From Valentine Meadows, who do we have online representing? Is Philip here?
With David Coquit and Brennan Marks.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the engineer on the project, Marks Engineering, representing Comark Holdings. Our intention is to subdivide a single lot that's about residential lot, 4 of which will be built at this time. The remaining of the lots, 3 lots will remain undeveloped, and there will be an existing house that will reside on lot number 1. I don't know if you have a plan. There you go. That's some of the older plans actually, but we can work with it. Yeah, that's a steep slopes map there. So if you want to flip back, there you go. I can explain it here. So the lots that are along the front of Valentine Road, which runs down through the center there on that arc, those 3 lots that are along the frontage will be developed on the north side, and the lot number 8 on the south side, which is north is to your left, right is the south, and then lot 1 there is where the existing house is. So those are the 4 that are going to be developed at this time. The 5, 6, and 7, which are the far left and the north side of the property, will remain undeveloped. We're proposing is more than 50%. I think it's 53% conserved area, which is the shaded in gray. These areas represent the hills, the sloped, the wooded, the areas of the site that are vegetated, and we're going to protect that vegetation in those steeper slopes. We're primarily developing only the grassland areas, the lower portions of the site, which are already cleared. They're just being maintained as lawn at this point. If you want to flip to the next slide, I could show you the steep slopes. That is showing where we're conserving it. All the red is the steeper slopes on the parcels. You can see it's a little different orientation here, but the north is up here, and all that red area is the slopes that are greater than 15%. The yellow and the white are less than 15%, and majority of it being white, which is the flatter lands. That's where the houses plan to go. There is if you go to the next slide, there is I can almost see it here. There is a tributary that's on the blue line that runs through the site that kind of divides the north half. That's an unnamed Class C tributary. We're proposing a 75-foot, there you go, 75-foot buffer either side of that stream. That will remain undeveloped, and we're also proposing the conservation area. Conservation easement will also include that stream to protect it in perpetuity. Some of the changes that came through since the last meeting we had with this board I don't know if you have an updated site plan or anything that you can show, or are these the only plans you have, Keith, Mr. Paris?
This is the only one that we have on our folder.
Okay, well, that's fine. If you go back to the last slide there, I could outline. We had an wetland assessment done on the property based on recommendations of the town engineer. And there, we did identify 3 potential wetland areas. They are in the wooded area on the north side. One of them is along the stream that is along the unnamed stream on the northeast corner. It's all in the wooded. That's a potential wetland area. There's also one that's identified. I don't know if I can control this. I wish I could show you. On the it follows the soil group line, but stays within the woods on the upper right-hand side, which is the northeast side. It's kind of like a horseshoe around that hill slope there. And then there's one on the peninsula on the right, that where that tree line juts out into the field. Those are potential wetlands areas. They're all within the wooded area, and they will all be encompassed by our conservation easement. So we have identified some potential wetland areas. Environmental Resources did the investigation on that, all of which we are avoiding with the new development. I'm surprised that you guys don't have the updated plan set that was submitted on the 18th, but we'll work through it. Unless you would like me to share my screen, I could probably bring those up if that's of interest to you guys.
The report from the consultant you used was in our packet, and it does have a map that shows the 2
great.
wetland areas and stuff.
Awesome.
So it might not be in the PowerPoint, but it's in our packet.
Yeah, so that identifies the areas of potential wetlands that we're avoiding. And he also goes in to say that they're not an Article 24 wetland, which is a New York State DEC classified wetland. These are just a non-jurisdictional wetland that has no protection of the state or federal government at this time, but we're going to protect them with a conservation easement, which is going to send them in for on no development until, with that conservation easement, they'll never be able to be developed or disturbed. So we sent a copy of the conservation easement we plan to use for this project in that packet. I hope that you're able to review that. And I guess the bottom line of this project is to use the lands that are the grasslands, leave the woods and the slope lands undisturbed, and just develop what's available without an impact to the environment.
Okay,
Excellent. That's usually what we're looking for too.
Great.
And I think at this point, there's no action for us to take, but I know we did want to do a site walk. Am I right, guys? I think that was the one thing we wanted to do. When are you looking to take your next step? We don't want to hold you up, of course, but you know, they're expecting another foot of snow maybe. So what are your thoughts there?
We would love to do it as soon as possible.
Okay.
The foot of snow will make things funner.
Yeah.
But we have a planning board meeting for this project on February 22nd, which is the planned time that we would hope to hear on preliminary approval, given that this board makes positive recommendations. So this weekend?
You say, how about tonight?
Yeah.
There you go. Tomorrow night, maybe.
So if your next meeting is on the 22nd, that is 1 to 3 weeks out.
That's correct, yeah.
The weekend of the 12th, is that an option?
As long as this board can get its recommendations back. I don't know how you guys put your recommendations forth to the planning board.
So if we were to meet on the 12th, we would get it in probably by the 15th, 16th. So they'll have it ahead of time.
All right, that's good.
Pretty much
yeah,
just together.
That works for me. And we'll cross our fingers on hopefully not another snowstorm, right?
Right. Yeah. that Saturday would be fine with me. Is that what you were proposing? Is that the 12th, Keith?
Hey, I just put the number in between today and the next meeting.
Oh.
Both works great for me.
That's fine. Yeah, that
Fine with
works
me.
on my part.
Same.
Okay.
Do you want to put a time on that?
Yes.
Could do 9 o'clock if it works best for everyone,
Oh,
or earlier.
9
Can we
a.m.
make it
works for
9?
me.
Could we make it 9:30?
Yes,
Would that be okay?
yes.
Sure.
Awesome. 2:12 at 9:30.
Where do you want to meet, Brennan?
Right.
Where's best
Well,
out there?
I don't know if the 7241 house driveway will be plowed. It may be best just to park along High Point Drive. That's a pretty low traveled road. Get you off Valentine,
Sure.
and we can walk up from there.
Cool.
Perfect. Thanks.
Is there any other questions from the board?
Not at this time, because as Matt said, it's pretty much, I mean, you kind of covered most of the points that we would be interested in. So for me, I don't have anything to ask until I actually walk the site. If anything jumps out there.
Same
And
for me.
rest of the team. Andrew, you have anything?
Nope. Pretty straightforward. Until we get out there and walk it, I think I'm good.
Tim?
I'm good as well. You know, I was appreciative of all the information that was provided to us, the different, reports from consultants and the, the visibility markers, and, that's all good information for us to understand.
Thank you.
Very thorough.
Try to make this as quick and smooth as possible. Thank you.
Right.
Pat, what about you?
Really the same as Tim. Great info up front, which helped us I think helps us, I should say. So nothing to comment at this point. Thank you.
That sounds good. With that being said, we do not have anything else on this project until we actually do the sidewalk on the 12th, and we may have some conversation then. Other than that, we'll just put our notes together and make a recommendation to the board, which they should have in time for the next planning meeting.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome to
Good night.
stay. You can get, okay.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks,
you.
Brandon.
Okay, bye. The next thing on the agenda is Lightcoms Park and Expansion and Shed at 7321 State Route 251. Who do we have on board tonight?
Bob Jacobson and Andrew Coloratolo from Lightcoms, and we're also the partners that own the building that Lightcoms is in.
Okay.
So I guess the overview is we purchased this building back in December. It had been primarily used as a warehouse. So under the town's code, they only needed 5 parking spots because I think it's one per, I'm trying to remember, I think it was 1 per 3,000 square feet for the parking area. And then, so that was 2 plus 3 for the office area. So they had 5 parking places. We are using more office area. And so we have to expand the number of parking places. So we hired an engineer here in Victor to do a plan for us. And so he put this plan together, and we're going to be going before the planning board on the 22nd. Do you have a copy of his map in your package?
We have that. Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, I think I saw that.
So it shows 2, 4, 6, 8 spots that we're proposing to add right now, plus a walkway to get from those parking spots to the main office entrance. And then he's also shown an additional 2, 4, 6 spots. He calls them banked, which means, I guess, in the plan to be approved, but we're not planning on doing them right now. Those will be, as required, because per the town code, this building now based on the square footage and our new approved use. It should have 25 parking places. So what he's drawn here brings it up to 20. And then we're going to be discussing with the town at the planning board whether they're willing to relax the 25 back to 20, or if they want us to, find a way to add 5 more. We have 10 acres of land. So, we're in essence paving an additional 2,200 square feet out of 435,000 square feet. So it's a pretty small fraction of the piece of land. But we don't want to just unnecessarily add parking if we don't need it yet.
So your mention of the additional 5 banks, is it that's just by the way that you maybe come back for another request for approval, or you looking to do the total of the 8 plus 5 for now?
Scott put the request together and submitted it to the board. He's on the planning board, and I actually don't understand the whole bank thing. So I was going to talk to him before the 22nd and see if we're getting permission to do the whole thing, even though we're only going to do the first part in the next month or so, or if he's just getting the first piece approved.
Yeah, because I was just looking for clarification, because it says the request is for 8 spots, but there's 6 spots banked for future reference. So, I mean, given the size of the plot, it's not a big deal, but just so that I clearly understand what it is we're asking to consider. And
yeah, that term banked is a new term to me. I don't know if any of you guys know what that means, but we don't. We know how to make satellite antennas. We don't know how to do parking spots. So we're learning as we go.
Anyone have any questions?
I was just going to ask, what does that space look like right now? Is it just is just manicured lawn at the moment?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. There's no trees or anything else there?
There are trees, but we're putting it, that's why we limited it to 8, because we don't want to affect the trees. It's actually a beautiful tree right at the edge. So we're going from just right of the tree to the south to the transformer route, so we don't disrupt anything.
Okay. I mean, other than that, I don't have any questions. It's pretty, commercial space, already manicured. It's not like they're significantly making any changes to it. So that would be my only comment.
Where's the seasonal or the shed for the seasonal equipment?
So that's a great question. So where the shed is going to go now, after getting a phone call from the code department, we were going to put the shed off just to the right of where the loading dock is. Basically on the grass, we were gonna, just put a load of crusher run on the grass and put the shed on that. But actually now it's going to go, if you see where the circular turnaround is for the trucks when they unload, if you consider that to be kind of a clock, it's going to be at the bottom of the clock. It's got to be, the code says that it has to be 100 feet away from the primary structure, or else it has to have a sprinkler system put in it. And the whole reason we're putting the shed there is because the fire marshal, the previous owners left us their snow blower, and when the fire marshal saw the snow blower, he said the snow blower had to get out of our building and go in a shed. So we're putting a shed there to hold the snow blower, but it's got to be 100 feet away from the building. So that the gentleman from the code department and I measured everything out, and there's really only one place it can go, and it's right at the end of that circle.
Okay. How big is that?
The shed?
Yeah.
It's 12 by 20, I believe it was.
Okay.
If you have did they give you a copy of that packet? There's a picture of the shed and the dimensions and everything. It's a prefab. It's a really nice looking shed. It's all sided with a double hung windows and a man door and a garage door.
Is that, I don't see that. Is that in our packet? I don't think it's, I mean, sounds pretty standard.
Yeah, I didn't see it in there either, but again, yeah, seems very standard.
I mean, I'm trying to find is there any kind of, so you're just gonna put a load crusher down and just basically drop it right on that? There's not any kind of earth movement or anything?
No.
Okay.
Nope. No, we're trying to put it on soil that's already been sitting here for 25 years and is firm and not going to settle.
Yeah.
It was
Good
the
idea.
second packet. It actually had another drawing of the whole grounds and showed where the shed was going to be, and then it had a picture of the shed and everything. So I'm not sure where that packet went.
Okay, do you have any questions for us?
No, I think, I hope you guys agree we're not adversely affecting anything.
I do. I agree that you're not adversely affecting anything. Looks fine. Looks fine. Yeah, I mean, very straightforward. You should, we get some interesting projects, but I think this has to come before us just to take a look at. But again, It's very simple.
Yeah.
No problem. We're glad to be here.
Protocol.
When are you going before the board?
February 22nd.
All right. So, well, I mean, I don't think the board has any concern at this point in time. As you said, if there's any issues with the additional 6 banked spots, I guess we'll see you again. But
Yes.
in light of that, we don't have for the 8 spots. There's no disruption to the environment, no major construction. We have no issues at this point in time. So, as far as we're concerned, our recommendation will be it's good to go. So that's what we note.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Be safe out there in the snow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then. Bye-bye for now.
Have a good night.
Take care.
All right, gentlemen. So it's just the team left.
Just the team.
Check and see. All right. So we have minutes from January 4th to approve. Did everyone have a chance to see it? Okay.
Yep.
Right. Any
No comments.
no comments, no edits?
Nope.
All right. So can we have a recommendation to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Go ahead.
I'll make that motion.
Who's making the motion?
Tim.
Tim. Okay, Tim. And Matt, that was
And I
you
think-
seconded?
No, Pat seconded it. I didn't.
He
I
beat
didn't.
you
You
to
beat
it.
me, man.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So motion made by Tim, second. All right. Ed, do you have anything for us?
Sure. The next few weeks, I may not be available for this meeting.
That's not good
Not
news.
sure yet. So I'm working on trying to figure that all out. But on the 15th, I may be traveling, and if I stop soon enough, I'll try to get on. And then the next couple after that, I'm actually going to be out of town. So one of the questions is, if I can't get on, do you want another board member to attend? Or do you just want to contact me with anything that comes up?
I think we could just contact you.
Okay. As
Maybe.
Yeah.
long as you guys are all comfortable with that, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless we get a big agenda item or some, large project, but if it's what we've been seeing lately, should be
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, fair enough. I will try to either call in or be online or whatever. So I'll have Susie double check all my connection stuff. So I'm going to be probably somewhere south of here. Let's just put it that way, right?
Nice.
So, will it be warm?
Enjoy it.
I hope it's warmer than here.
It's not a high bar to get over. It's not a high
I know,
hurdle.
right? Especially with the weather that they say is coming at us, right?
Right.
So,
Well, we've had it good so far, so I mean, it's hard to complain now.
yeah.
You know, it's been
Yeah.
pretty tolerable. So
But other than that, town board's rolling along. We had obviously January, our organizational meeting, and we just keep moving along. So things are good.
hey.
Excellent.
And do you have anything for us? You've been MIA for a minute.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I actually I was out the first meeting. We all had COVID. My family, no one was seriously sick, so that's good.
Yeah.
But we're all back. So no, I'm just kind of catching up. So good notes, good meeting notes. I think they all made sense. So appreciate it.
Glad to have you back, safe and one piece. Anybody else have anything they want to contribute or discuss, team?
No, just you guys still want to stay on Zoom, right?
Yeah, I think so.
No reason to change it at this point. So, okay.
No,
Cool.
Okay, sounds good. Well, all right. I guess we have a motion to end the meeting.
Motion.
Pat, look at him
All right,
jumping right
Pat.
on it.
Who seconded?
I'll
Tim
second.
is. Oh, there you go. Andrew did.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So the meeting is called to end at 6:59 p.m.